What's sparking, everybody? I'm DJ Sparker, aka Demo, here with another Wi-Fi battle with Mega Gallade. Now, I know I've made jokes in the past about Gallade being inferior to Gardevoir, and that kinda is the case, but I do genuinely think it's a good Pokemon. Not to give any confusions, even though Gardevoir is my favorite Pokemon of all time. It's the best Pokemon ever. Fuck Tapu Lele. Speaking of which, my opponent has one. I'm jealous. Anyway, enough talking, let's get into the battle. Play the battle. So, I let off with my Swellow because my opponent could have let off with the Landorus to get up rocks, so I just let off with my ground immune Pokemon right there. And yeah, I gotta say, Spec Swellow was really powerful. My opponent leads off with the Toxic Specs, assuming to get Toxic Spikes up or something, but yeah, that's not gonna happen. So, Spec Swellow is really good. Like, Stab Boomburst just hits so hard with Choice Specs, and even though Swellow doesn't have the best special attack, it still hits really hard. It's Stab Boomburst. So my opponent goes for a Toxic right there. I mean, I could have been Guts, but okay. And, yeah, the only thing I can switch into a, Boomburst is my opponent's Celesteela, but, I could have switched out, but I wanted to stay in because, you know, I wanted to see what set he was running. My opponent. I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to assume any genders. So, I stayed in to attack it just to see if it had leftovers, to see if it was a defensive set and not a Z-move set. And it turns out that it is defensive. And that did a lot, considering it's supposedly especially defensive. Huh. See, don't doubt the power of Swellow. Don't do that. So, I'm expecting my opponent to Leech Seed with the Celesteela, so I go into my Roserade, cleverly named Rose. Yeah, that was a long time ago. But my opponent catches me off guard and goes for a Heavy Slam. And that does a lot of damage because Roserade is not the best in physical defense. So, all I can do now is pretty much go for the HP Fire. I don't have Technician. This Roserade is actually Natural Cure. I'd really love to have Technician right now, but that's not going to happen. So that does nothing because, again, it's special defensive Celesteela, and that's, yeah. So, Roserade unfortunately goes down here. Well, admittedly, I just threw it on here because I was running out of time to decide the team. I will admit, these 3 teams I made for the new Megas were actually thrown together a little hastily because I didn't get them together quite yet, even though I had like a month of planning time. So I go into my Gallade here, and I don't want to go for close combat and lower my defenses because Heavy Slam would do a lot, and the Mimikyu is a very well thing that can switch in here. So I just went for a knockoff to at least get rid of the thing's leftovers. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. It does put it in range of a close combat though, so that's very good. And now my opponent goes for a Leech Seed. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but at least I got rid of the leftovers. So Mimikyu is still a thing that my opponent could go out for, but I don't care anymore. I really don't care. I'm not running Swords Dance on this Gallade because I wanted to go for knockoff and Ice Punch on this set, so it doesn't really hinder me that much. In fact, it helps me because that Landorus is looking pretty threatening. Well, it's a tough mon to get rid of because it's a really good Pokemon. But my opponent goes out into the Mimikyu, and yeah, obviously he's gonna set up a Swords Dance, expecting me to switch out, but I couldn't stay in because I was fearing a frickin' Shadow Claw and my defenses were lowered, so I had to go to Chansey. Whatever. So Mimikyu is actually a very big threat to this team. Ghost Fairy Stab is really helpful for this team. So Player Up does so much. But I do at least get off a Toxic on this Chansey. With my Chansey. I don't talk to my own Chansey. Why would I do that? I'm not being that stupid. Okay. So Mimikyu is put on a timer, and I do a little mind game tricks with my opponent. So I go into Klefki on my opponent's play rough, and he sets up a Swords Dance. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't mean to assume any genders from my opponent. God damn it. I'm horrible with this stuff. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. So my opponent doesn't have Life Orb, so I'm assuming there we go again. I'm assuming my opponent has Z-move Mimikyu, so I go into Chansey on the expected Shadow Claw, and my opponent thinks I'm gonna go to Klefki again, so he Shadow Claws. My opponent's Shadow Claws, and I stay in with my Chansey to stop roll. That's really nice because Chansey is very bulky. And this Mimikyu's at +4, so that's really dangerous. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, so I still can't do anything with this Chansey aside from, like, Toxic stall it, even though it would OHKO me because it's a +4. So we're going into back into Klefki and onto the play rough right there. And Toxic is pretty much gonna it's pretty much gonna kill this Mimikyu in the next turn. So I set up a Reflect because Mimikyu can't really I mean I guess it could if it got a crit, but Reflect will help me live the Shadow Claw. But he goes for play rough expecting my Chansey to come in, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that. My Klefki isn't really needed to stay alive. I just wanted to set up the screens for this one turn. And my opponent goes on into Landorus. And since my Klefki is gonna die, it's on its last turn. I just set up a light screen for Gallade to eat up more hits from special attackers that I'm pretty sure my opponent only has one up right now. Oh well. So I go for a light screen, and my opponent goes for a Stone Edge, expecting me to go into what's it called, Swellow. So that's really good. I'm getting a lot of momentum. So why not? I set up a Spike just to frickin' wear down some switch-ins on my opponent's team. And wouldn't it be amazing if I just switched into Swellow right there? Oh man. But I had no reason to. So Klefki goes down, but that's just fine. This is a great opportunity for me to go out into Gallade and go for a nice punch. The remaining Pokemon on my opponent's team are Gardevoir, Trevenant, and I believe Donphan, and nothing really wants to take that. My opponent's team is really weak to Ice. Wow. So Ice Punch OHKOs that Landorus because it's not defensive at least. What am I talking about? So it's not defensive, so it easily goes down. Oh, Toxapex, that's right. But I don't really care about Toxapex because Zen Headbutt Stab will kill this thing, especially after spikes. So Zen Headbutt. Thankfully, I land this thing because I can't tell you how much I've missed. I freaking missed Zen Headbutt. I'm salty of those days. But I land this time and get rid of the Toxapex. And my opponent goes out into Gardevoir, which it really should have done. Like the previous turn, but I guess I don't know. Maybe my opponent was expecting me to not have Zen Headbutt, but I don't know. So even though the light screen is up, I don't trust Gallade to take a pixelated hyper voice from a Mega Gardevoir. Jesus, I'm all over the place in this battle. So I go into my Assault Vest Donphan, and I really love using this set. Assault Vest takes so much hits, especially in the screens. So my opponent goes for Psychic, assuming to get off a special defense drop at least, but that's not gonna work. And I go for an Earthquake to OHKO this Gardevoir. And Rob, I swear to God, if you make a snarky comment about how your mascot beat mine, I swear to God, I'm gonna hunt you down, beat you. I don't know. So Trevenant comes in. He goes for a Will-O-Wisp right here to catch any physical attackers, but I was not gonna switch my Gallade in because I have no reason to do that. So I just let my Donphan go down right here, and I go for a Knockoff just to get rid of any berry this thing might have. Yeah, Lumberry. So Donphan is pretty much gonna go down to this Trevenant right here. And oh wow, this is actually my opponent's last Pokemon. Wait, did I say my opponent had Donphan? I meant I had Donphan. Damn it! Oh man, this is why did I stop writing notes on these battles? Oh well. So I just switch out into my I keep fucking calling this thing. So I can switch out into my Swellow, and hopefully Specs Boomburst does kill, and I can't hit this thing because I do have Scrappy, and Trevenant just goes down to this. I told you, Specs Swellow is so much power. Man, it's so good. So I was awkwardly all over this place with this battle. So yeah, I'm glad Mega Gallade got to do some work. I know I made jokes about Gallade in general being crap, but I honestly don't think that. I think it's a very solid Pokemon, and I do still think Gardevoir is the better Pokemon, in my opinion. Shut up. So, if you like this battle and want to see more, be sure to click like, comment, or even subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!